Stress has an immediate impact on every system of your body, and its effects accumulate. When you are stressed, you can lose up to 80% of the blood in your forebrain. That's a lot of blood, which travels immediately to your limbs for the fight or flight response. Our primal responses to stress were wired millions of years ago when we had to react instantly to threats. Today, our bodies often react to the ongoing stresses of civilized life as if they were the mortal dangers of life in the jungle. When the stress response is continually triggered, it is not only useless for your survival, it plays havoc with your health and with your peace of mind. You can interrupt this loop. You can reprogram your nervous system to no longer set off a crisis response in the face of daily stress. Now, if you train your nervous system to keep the blood in your forebrain, you will be able to think more clearly. You'll cope more effectively, and you will prevent stress-induced illnesses. Above your eyes, on your forehead here, are two of the most important points I can show you. They are called neurovascular points because they impact the nervous system and are a part of the vascular system. They affect the flow of your blood. Holding these points literally brings your blood back to your forebrain when you are stressed, and it begins to retrain your body so simple stresses do not activate the costly fight or flight response. May I have somebody else who's never been up here? Hi. Now tell me your name.
Matt.
Matt. Okay, Matt. I'm going to show you something. I'm going to test you, and you hold your arm real strong and don't let me push down, okay? He's like steel. He's so strong. Now, I want you to bring to mind something that bothers you. Don't tell me what it is. Just bring to your own mind something that kind of stresses you or bothers you. You got it? Okay. Oops, I broke his arm. But that's how quick stress hits the body. It is instant. It is automatic. We lose up to 80% of the blood in our forebrains when we get very, very stressed. That's why you can't think your way out of a paper bag, sometimes. It's like you don't have all your blood there. You don't have all your marbles there, okay? Now what I want you to do is you stand right in front of me. I'm going to hold these points right here. They're right up above the eyes on the forehead. And I want you to think of your stress. Don't try to lift yourself up out of it. Don't try to think positive. Just think of your stress. And it's one of the things that I love about this particular technique is it's very hard to think positive when you're stressed out. It's very hard if you're really in the pits about something. But if you've got a friend who'll come along and hold these points for you, or you hold your own, eventually you will lift out by simply bringing the blood back into your forebrain. And normally what you do is you wait until you really feel a pulse beating in the forehead. And that means that the blood is back into the forehead and pulsing together. Now I can feel pulses. They're not even yet, but it is pulling the blood up. Now all right, so let's just see where he's at, okay? Again, it's not quite even yet, but we'll see. We don't know how bad his stress is. I don't want to stay here all day. But, okay, so bring to mind your stress, okay? And hold your arm strong. So what it does is it brings the blood back into your forebrain, and if you probably need to hold it a bit longer because I didn't wait until they pulse together. But what it does is it enables you to think your way through your problem. It prevents your body from getting some stress-induced illness. And if you're wondering if your illness you've got is stress-related, Yes, it is. It always is. So that's very good. And that's one of those things we do automatically. When you get stressed, you go, oh my God. And you put your hands up here. And that has been passed on through the DNA for millions and millions of years. And if somebody had simply told you to stick with it, hold it longer, just keep your hand there. And if you're going to do your own, you can either put your fingers right here over your forehead, or you can lay your whole hand here. Some people go like this, put their hand here, and the other one on the back points, because it governs fear in the back. Fear, and there's also, it goes right over the hypothalamus gland, which governs the fight or flight. So to hold them here creates a polarity, and it holds more points than just the front. So they're very, very good. Don't leave here tonight without really letting that one sink in. Thank you, Matt. Years ago, I was always teaching Neuro Vascular points because I knew how much they helped people. But I didn't have the same kind of success I watched other people have with them when they held their own. It was kind of like turning my energy back in on myself like triple warmer. I didn't experience anybody having as much difficulty as I did. I couldn't get my blood back up. I'd hold it and hold it and hold it, and nothing happened. And one day, something instinctual happened. And this is why I'd like to say, if you find you do something a little bit different, if you find that instinctually your hands or your beingness wants to do it a little different, pay attention. Because I was really stressed out, and without thinking, I automatically crossed my hands up here. And whoa, the blood began to come up. And I realized that when I get very stressed, my energies aren't crossing over anymore. And I simply couldn't bring them up. It was too much of like a homolateral energy of straight up and down. But when I crossed my fingers, it works. So try different ways, and you'll find the way that really works for you. When your emergency response system is in overdrive, your entire body is taxed. So is your sense of well-being. And in our high-paced, overstressed lives, most of us are in overdrive a good deal of the time. So learning to hold your frontal neurovascular points right here on the forehead when you feel stressed is one of the simplest, yet most valuable self-care tools you will ever learn.